Did you know Africa has some of the oldest art in the world? Long before cameras, people told their stories through paintings, carvings, and monuments. Today, we are opening a pop-up book of African history told through its most striking visuals. Get ready to see Africa in a whole new light. We begin our journey in ancient Egypt, along the fertile Nile River. Around 3100 BC, a ruler named Nama united Upper and Lower Egypt, and a powerful civilization was born. The Egyptians left behind incredible structures: the pyramids, temples, and tombs, all covered in colorful paintings and hieroglyphs. These aren't just pretty pictures, they're a window into their beliefs, their daily lives, and their history. Moving south, we arrive in present-day Sudan, where the kingdom of Kush flourished. Its capital, Meroe, rivaled even Egypt in its grandeur. Look at these pyramids, smaller than their Egyptian counterparts, but distinct in their design. The Kushites developed their own writing system and traded extensively with their neighbors, leaving behind a legacy of innovation and power. Further east, in modern Ethiopia and Eritrea, the Aksumite Empire rose to prominence. From the 1st century CE, Aksum controlled trade routes connecting Africa, Arabia, and India. One of its most famous rulers, Ezana, converted to Christianity in the 4th century, making Aksum one of the first Christian empires in the world. They even minted their own coins, a sign of their economic strength and sophistication. Let's journey west to explore the great empires of West Africa. The Ghana Empire, from the 6th to the 13th centuries, grew rich from its control of the gold trade. Though little remains of its capital, oral traditions and accounts from Arab travelers paint a picture of a wealthy and powerful kingdom. Then came the Mali Empire, founded by Sandiata Keita around 1235. Mali expanded its territory and its influence, becoming one of the largest empires in West Africa. Its most famous ruler, Mansa Musa, made a legendary pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324, displaying his wealth and devotion to the world. Timbuktu, a city within the Mali Empire, became a center of learning and commerce. It was home to the Sanko Madrasa, a renowned center for Islamic scholarship. Scholars gathered there, preserving ancient texts and producing new works in fields like law, astronomy, and medicine. The Songhai Empire rose to power in the 15th and 16th centuries, surpassing Mali in size and influence. Under rulers like Sunni Ali and Askia Muhammad I, the Songhai Empire controlled vast trade networks and promoted Islamic scholarship. But Africa's connections to the world stretch back even further. Carthage, founded by Phoenicians in what is now Tunisia, was a major power in the Mediterranean. It challenged Rome for centuries, leaving behind impressive ruins that testify to its former glory. Now let's journey south to Great Zimbabwe, a massive stone city built without mortar. It flourished from the 11th to the 15th centuries, and was the center of a powerful kingdom that traded gold and other goods with the Swahili coast. Speaking of the Swahili coast, cities like Kilwa Kisiwani were vital links in the Indian Ocean trade network. From the 10th century onward, these city-states connected Africa to Arabia, India, and beyond, exchanging goods and ideas. Their architecture, language, and culture reflect a blend of African and global influences. But this story takes a dark turn with the arrival of the transatlantic slave trade. From the 16th to the 19th centuries, millions of Africans were forcibly taken from their homes and transported to the Americas. This horrific trade had a devastating impact on African societies, disrupting economies and tearing families apart. The images of slave ships and plantations serve as a stark reminder of this tragic chapter in history. In the late 19th century, European powers began to colonize Africa. The Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885 formalized the partition of the continent, with little regard for the existing boundaries and cultures. European powers redrew the map of Africa, carving it up into colonies that they exploited for their own benefit. The Congo Free State, controlled by King Leopold II of Belgium, became notorious for its brutality and exploitation. Africans were forced to work in rubber plantations, and those who resisted were subjected to horrific violence. But Africans did not passively accept colonial rule. All over the continent, they resisted European domination through armed struggle, political organization, and cultural revival. Sémori Touré led a long and determined resistance against the French in West Africa. Menelik II of Ethiopia defeated the Italians at the Battle of Odwa in 1896, preserving his country's independence. Yasantowa led the War of the Golden Stool against the British in the Asante region. The African National Congress, founded in 1912, fought against apartheid in South Africa. The struggle for liberation spanned decades, but eventually, African countries began to gain their independence. Kwame Nkrumah led Ghana to independence in 1957, becoming the first sub-Saharan African country to break free from colonial rule. Other nations followed suit, and by the end of the 20th century, most of Africa was independent. The Organization of African Unity, founded in 1963, promoted unity and cooperation among African states. It was replaced by the African Union in 2002, which continues to work towards a more integrated and prosperous Africa. The history of Africa is a complex and multifaceted story, full of triumphs and tragedies. It is a story that deserves to be told, and one that can be illuminated through the power of art and visual culture. By looking at the images that Africans have created throughout history, we can gain a deeper understanding of their lives, their beliefs, and their struggles. So next time you see a piece of African art, remember that it is more than just a pretty picture. It is a window into a rich and vibrant history, a testament to the resilience and creativity of the African people.